Used to. Be used to. Get used to. When we speak about a past habit, condition, or fact that is no longer the case, we can use the semi-modal used to with the base form of the verb. For example, I used to get up early when I lived in New York. This watch used to belong to my father. We used to be in a band together. She used to live in Ireland. When I was in Mumbai, I used to visit my grandparents every month. I used to visit my grandparents in my childhood. Shailesh used to smoke, but now he has stopped. Sonal used to always bring us nice gifts. I used to go skiing, but now I don't. You used to hate him, didn't you? I used to live in Surat. I used to be afraid of dogs. Sonal used to write a lot. I used not to like him, but now I do. I used to write a lot. I used to smoke, but now I have stopped. I used to work very hard when I was 30. I used to be afraid of lizards. I used to read novels when I was at university. I used to drink milk, but now I have stopped. She used to be able to speak French, but she has forgotten it all. I used to like opera, but now I don't. I always used to be afraid of the dark. Little by little, she became used to her new family. I used to live in a flat when I was a child. She used to love eating chocolate, but now she hates it. I used to play tennis when I was at school. That auditorium used to be a cinema. They both used to have short hair. We used to go to the same little cafe for lunch when I was a student. Sonal used to love playing badminton before she hurt her shoulder. My grandfather used to drink a cup of coffee after dinner at night. He used to walk along the beach at evening before going to bed. I used to lose when I played chess with my father. I used to have short hair when I was a teenager. She used to be able to dance very well. Sonal used to study Portuguese. We used to live in Japan. My family used to go to the countryside for the weekend when I was young. I used to like the Beatles, but now I never listen to them. I used to walk to school every day when I was a child. He used to have long hair, but now it is very short. I used to believe in magic when I was a child. I used to go to Rampur in my childhood. Ahmad used to smoke a lot. You used not to eat meat, did you? Be used to. When we use be used to with a noun phrase, or the gerund of a verb, it means to be accustomed to something. We can also use it to form the negative of be used to. We add not after the auxiliary verb be, which can be contracted to is not, are not, was not, or were not, to form interrogative sentences. We invert be with the subject. For example, I am used to getting up at 7 a.m. every morning. She was used to the stress by that point. I am not used to living in the city. He was not used to so much work. I am not used to working late hours. I was not used to driving a big car, so I was scared. I could not understand them, because I was not used to their accent. I am not used to living in cold climates. I am not used to driving on the left. Shailesh quit his job in Saudi Arabia because he was not used to living in such a hot country. They are used to living in poverty. I am quite used to working hard. I am not used to driving on the right. I was not used to driving a big car. I am used to living in Mumbai, so the crowds do not bother me. She is used to the Tokyo subway, so she does not get lost. He is not used to dealing with animals, so he is a bit scared of the dogs. Shailesh is not used to driving in heavy traffic. I am used to waking up in the night with my baby. I drink lots of coffee. It was very hard to get up at 5 when I first started this job, because I wasn't used to it. She is used to drinking a lot of coffee, so she does not have a problem with going to sleep afterwards. I have lived here in Canada for 3 years, but I am still not used to the snow. He is used to doing a lot of exercise, so a 10-mile walk is easy for him. I am used to getting up early in the morning. I do not mind. He did not complain about the neighbor's loud party. He was used to the noise. I do not think John is strange. I am used to him. I do not understand him. I am not used to his accent yet. I am more used to being in nature. She is not used to sleeping on the floor. Get used to. Get used to has a slightly different meaning from be used to. Get here means become. In fact, in more formal English, it is considered preferable to say become used to instead. In everyday speech and writing, however, get used to is perfectly acceptable. We often use get used to in the present continuous tense. We can also use get used to in the past simple tense, but usually in negative constructions with the word never. We use get used to with the modal verbs could, will, and cannot, or can't. Could is used to create a hypothetical scenario, will creates the future tense, often paired with never, and cannot is used to mean unable. For example, I am getting used to living in the city. He is getting used to public speaking. She never got used to the silence of the countryside. I cannot get used to working so many hours. I am so tired. I will never get used to these cramped conditions. I could get used to doing nothing all day. First-time mothers often find it difficult to get used to getting up in the middle of the night. You will soon get used to doing things on your own. I found it difficult to get used to living in such a cold climate. It took me a long time to get used to living in the country. It took me quite some time to get used to living in a big city. Little by little, she got used to her new family. I got used to his Scottish accent after a while. I got used to waking up early in the morning. After a while, he did not mind the noise in the office, he got used to it. It took me quite some time to get used to living alone. We are getting used to wearing masks nowadays. Staff will have to get used to a new way of working. I could not get used to driving on the wrong side of the street. Horseback riding has been frightening for me, but I will get used to it. If you live in England, you will get used to driving on the left. Don't worry if your new job is hard at first. You will get used to it. It took me a few months to get used to living in Japan. I am finding this new job hard, but I am sure I will get used to it soon. The baby will not get used to the new sitter. I think she misses her dad. Ski instructors get used to cold weather. It took my mother years to get used to living in London after moving from India. I am getting used to the noise now. I found it really stressful when I first moved in.